Dear friends, welcome to Bond with Arthur Chemistry YouTube channel. In this video, I will explain the previous year questions which are appearing SUPC entrance examination chemistry from the lesson coordination chemistry from the year 2019 to 2020. These are year-wise questions from the lesson coordination chemistry. On an average, we are getting 6 to 7 questions from the lesson coordination chemistry. The complex that obeys the 18-electron rule among the following is. Here we have to calculate the number of valency electrons on the metal in the complex. Here, if we take this complex, the oxidation state of copper is +2. This is +2. Here, if we take copper, the electronic configuration is G10S1. So it has 11 valency electrons. But if we take Cu2 plus, we have to remove 2 electrons. So 9 valency electrons and free Cu2 plus. And it gets 6 into 2. 6 ligands are there. 6 into 2, 12 electrons from the 6 ligands. So the total number of electrons on the copper in this complex is 21. So it does not follow 18 electron rule. If you take platinum F6 minus 1, here the oxidation state of platinum is +5. Platinum belongs to nickel family, nickel palladium platinum, D8S2 electronic configuration. We have 10 electrons, valence electrons on platinum. But if you take platinum 5 plus, you will have 5 electrons and 6 ligands are there. So 6 into 12 you will get 17 electrons. So this cannot obey 18 electron rule. And the TiF6 2 minus, here the oxygen state is +4. If we take titanium, the valence electron configuration is G2S2. You have 4 electrons, but if we take titanium 4 plus, you have 0 electrons. And there are 6 ligands. 6 ligands donate 12 electrons. So 0 plus 12, you will have 12 electrons. It also cannot obey 18 electron rule. Let's take this one. This one is neutral ligand, so the oxidation state will be 0. So here nickel, the electron configuration is G8S2. 10 electrons we have, and there are 4 monogenetic ligands. 4 into 2, 8. You will get 18. So this complex will be 18 electron rule. The number of geometrical and optical isomers of the complexes. Here, cobalt ethylene diamine. This one is AA type bidentate ligand, and these are monodentate ligands. B2, let's take, and chromium glycinate thrice. Here, this one is AB type. So it can be represented as MAA twice B2, and it can be represented as MAB thrice. So if we take this complex, this one, if we take, we have cis form and trans form. These are AA and this one is BB. This one is trans, and also we have cis form. If we take cis form, this is a cis form, and this one is A, and this one is A. This is the cis form. And this cis form has mirror image, non-superimposable mirror image. So it has 2 geometrical isomers and 2 optical isomers. Let's take MAB thrice. MAB thrice, it has 2 geometrical, facial and meridonial. Let's take A, and this one is B, A, and this one is B, and A, B. So let's take another one, and A, B, B, let's take A and B, A. So when you connect AB, AB and AB, here you connect AB, BA and BA. This one is You will get meridonial, this one is meridonial, and this one is facial. And the facial and meridional have both have its own mirror images. Here you have mirror image, here you have mirror image. These are non-superimposable. So these two have two geometrical isomers and four optical isomers. Two pairs of optical isomers means four optical isomers. So the correct option is B. The metal M has M that cannot form stable compound with formula. So here we have to apply 18 electron rule. The number of valency electrons on the metal in the complex should be 18 electron. 18 should be 18 electrons. So here C5H5, let's take this one has -1 charge, -1 charge. These CO ligands are neutral, so metal has +1 charge. Here you have to calculate number of valency electrons. Let's take number of valency electrons on metal. Let's take X. And its charge is +1. You have to remove -1. Plus this one donates 6 electrons. So 6 plus 6. And this one donates 4 into 2, 8 electrons. Is equal, it should be equal to 18. So X is equal to, it's the -1 plus 6, 5. 5 plus 8, 13. It should be 18 minus 13. So it should be 5. X should be 5. Means the number of valency electrons should be 5. Suppose if you take the scandium, titanium, vanadium family. If you take vanadium family, this one has a D3s2 electronic configuration. So the number of valency electrons will be 5 electrons. So the vanadium family, vanadium, niobium, tantalum. These three can form very stable complex, but molybdenum cannot form. So this is the correct option. The protein responsible for O2 transport in lobsters and crabs, these are crustaceans. Okay, hemoglobin, this is generally hemoglobin, this is O2 transport heme protein, O2 transport heme protein in vertebrates, in mammals. Myoglobin, this one is O2 storage. It stores oxygen storage in mammals. Hemoerythrin, this one also O2 transport, this one also O2 transport, but it's a non-heme iron protein. This one is a non-heme Fe protein. This one is present in marine organisms, marine, deep marine organisms, deep marine organisms. Hemocyanin, this one is present in crustaceans such as lobsters and crabs. This one is not, it's not contain iron, it's contain copper. It's a copper protein. The correct option is hemocyanin. The vitamin that contains metal carbon bond is. Okay, here the metal carbon bond, if you take vitamin J, this one retinol, this one, it's a pure organic molecule, there is no metal. Vitamin C, ascorbic acid, no metal. Vitamin D, calciferol, here also there is no metal. But vitamin B, in case of vitamin B, if you take B12, this one has the cobalt 2 plus metal, and also there is a bond between alkyl group which is present in the vitamin B and cobalt 2 plus. So the correct option is vitamin B. The hybridization of nickel in paramagnetic and diamagnetic respectively are. Here if you take nickel, the oxidation state is +2. Here also the nickel oxidation state is +2. So the nickel 2 plus electronic configuration will be, nickel electronic configuration is D8s2. So there is a removal of 2 electrons. The electronic configuration is D8. So here if you take a D8 electronic configuration, this is these are d orbitals. Chlorine, this one is a weak field ligand. Cn, it's a strong field ligand. In weak field ligand's case, you can distribute, there is no pairing of electrons. First, You have to fill 5 electrons, and after that you have to. Okay, this is a configuration of d orbitals in NaCl4 2 minus. This one is 3d, and the next you have empty 4s. Next you have empty 4p. Here there is no empty orbitals, d orbitals, so there is a hybridization between s and p orbitals. So there is a sp3 hybridization. So in this case we have sp3. But if you take NaCN4 2 minus, this one also has G8 electronic configuration, but here first there is a pairing 2 electrons, two strong field ligand 2 and 2. Okay, 8 electrons will be filled, and here you have 4s, and here you have 4. Here you have d empty d orbitals, one d, one s, and two p orbitals. There is a participation in hybridization, so you will get dsp2 hybridization. It's a tetrahedral geometry. This one is square planar geometry. So D is the correct option. Among the following, the Dn configuration not susceptible to Jahn-Teller distortion. What is the condition for Jahn-Teller distortion? The condition is either 2 to Z or EZ, electronic configuration, E configuration, at least T to Z or EZ, electronic configuration should be asymmetric. There should be asymmetric distribution of electrons in EZ or T to Z. Let's take D2. In D2, this is the distribution of electrons. Okay, this one is T2Z and this one is EZ. Okay, I am taking octahedral complexes. This is the splitting. Two electrons can be filled. Here T2Z, there is an asymmetric distribution of electrons. 1, 1, here 0, so asymmetric. This one exhibits Jahn-Teller effect. D4 high spin. D4 high spin. So this is the D4 high spin. 1, 1, 1, no pairing. So here this one is symmetric, but this one is 1, 0 asymmetric electronic configuration. So this one exhibits. And let's take D6 high spin. D6 high spin, let's take D6. 6 electrons high spin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, this one is symmetric, but this one is asymmetric. 2, 1, 1. Asymmetric distribution of electrons. So this one exhibits a Jahn-Teller effect. If you take G8, this is the D8. 1, 2, 3. Let's take high spin. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whether you take high spin or low spin, this is the electron configuration. This one is symmetric and this one also symmetric. So D8 electron configuration, whether it is high spin or low spin, there is no Jahn-Teller distortion. Among the following, the diamagnetic complex is. In diamagnetic complex, all electrons are paired. All electrons are paired. Let's take MnCN6 3 minus. The oxygen state is plus 3. For Mn, the electronic configuration is D5 4s2, 3d5 4s2. So if you take Mn3 plus, the number of electrons in D will be 4, D4. So when you take octahedral complexes, the splitting will be T2Z and EZ. In strong field ligands case, there is a pairing of electrons 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here you have two unpaired electrons. So this one is a paramagnetic. If you take FeCN6 3 minus, the oxidation state is plus 3. And if you take Fe, the electronic configuration is D6s2. So for Fe3 plus, it will be D5. So in D5 also, in strong field ligands case, the D5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Here you have unpaired electrons. So this one is paramagnetic. Let's take this one, Ni3 plus. For nickel D8 4s2, D8s2. So nickel 3 plus, it will be D7. For D7 also, there is an unpaired electron. When you pair it, you will get one unpaired electron. But if you take this ones, cobalt 3 plus, cobalt 3 plus. Cobalt has D7s2 electron configuration. If you take cobalt 3 plus, the electron configuration is D6. And in strong field ligands case, the 6 electrons will be paired 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There is no unpaired electron, so this one is diamagnetic. The photoexcitation and water oxidation process in photosynthesis are associated respectively with the metals. In photosynthesis, photoexcitation means that is absorption of light and also water oxidation. These two steps are very crucial. In photoexcitation, magnesium, this one is participated in the photoexcitation, and the water oxidation, the splitting of water is due to manganese. So photoexcitation is magnesium and water splitting or water oxidation is manganese. The correct option is D. The CFSE for tetrahedral is the complex is given 8000 centimeter inverse. The CFSE for octahedral complex COCl6 4 minus will be. So let's take the first complex COCl4 2 minus. It's an octahedral complex. In octahedral complex, the splitting will be E and T2. This is the splitting. Here you have cobalt 2 plus. The electronic configuration is the number of electrons will be D7. D7 electronic configuration. We can fill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Here we have to calculate CFSE. What is the CFSE of this complex? The CFSE will be equal to zero point 0.6 into number of electrons in E level, that is 4, minus 0.4 into number of electrons in T2 level will be 3. So it will be equal to 2.4 minus 1.2. It will be equal to 1.2 delta T. 1.2 delta T. Suppose if you take octahedral complex, that is COCl6 2 minus. COCl6 2 minus, the splitting will be T2Z and EZ. Okay, this one is T2Z and this one is EZ. And here also you have cobalt 2 plus D7 electron configuration, and this one is weak field ligand 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Here the CFSE, the multiplication factor is here 0.4, here 0.6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 electrons. 5 into 0.4 minus 2 into 0.6. So it will be equal to 2 minus 1.2. It will be 0.8 delta O. The relation between delta T and delta O is 9 by 4 times of delta T. This is the relation. Delta O is equal to 9 by 4 into delta T. Here CFSE is 1.2 delta T. 1 point delta 2 is given. 1 point delta T is equal to 8000 centimeter inverse. We have to calculate 0.8 delta O. What is the value of 0.8 delta O? 0.8 delta O, it can be written as 0.8 into 9 by 4 delta T into delta T. Here delta T is equal to 8000 by 1.2. So you can divide with delta T. In place of delta T, you can write this one. 0.8 into 9 by 4 into delta T. In place of delta T, you can write 8000 divided by 1.2. Okay, upon simplification, you will get 1200 centimeter inverse. The number of unpaired electrons in an octahedral complex, this one CO F6 3 minus is given. The oxidation state is +3, and so cobalt 3 plus. For cobalt, what is the electron configuration? It's a D7s2. So cobalt 3 plus it will be D6. Okay, when you take diagram, the 6 electrons can be filled. Weak field ligand 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 unpaired electrons in this complex. The active site of nitrogenase contains nitrogenase. This one fixes a N2 into NH3. Okay, this one is used in nitrogen fixation. In nitrogen fixation, the active metals, the active site contains molybdenum, FeMo, iron and molybdenum. So the correct option is C. The unpaired electron in the square planar cobalt-2 complex is located in. Okay, if you take octahedral, this is a splitting. Octahedral, this is a splitting. This one is G2Z, means DXY, DYZ, DZX, and this one is dx square y square, and this one is dz square. This is a splitting T2Z and EZ in case of octahedral. So this is the octahedral. Suppose if you take a square planar, when you remove ligands on z direction, when you remove ligands on z direction, means there is no approaching of ligands on z direction. So there is a stabilization of dz z component. So here X, YZ and ZX, there is a stabilization, YZ and ZX, and here there is a destabilization of DXY, and here there is a stabilization of DZ square, and here there is a destabilization of DX square Y square. So you will have DXZ, DYZ, and this one is the DZ square, and this one is DXY, and this one is DX square Y square. Since there is no approaching of ligands in z direction, the z components will have less energy. Here, cobalt-2 complex, what is the electron configuration of cobalt-2? It's a D7 electron configuration. You have to fill 7 electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. The 7th electron will be in DXY. So the unpaired electron in the square planar cobalt complexes. This is the unpaired electron. The 7th electron is the unpaired electron. So it is in DXY orbital. Coordination complex of the formula can exhibit. If you take ligands, here you have NO2. It's a ambidentate ligand. In ambidentate ligands, it has two donor atoms. Nitrogen can act as a donor atom, and also oxygen can act as a donor atom. And also oxygen can act as a donor atom. When there is a ambidentate ligand, it can exhibit a linkage isomerism. So the correct option is D. In coming videos, I will explain the other parts of coordination chemistry. Thank you.